Let's go, let's go. What's going on? It's your boy AllStar Izzy. What's happening? How's everybody doing tonight? What's going on? What's going on? For the Covenant, great to see you. Ephraim, great to see you. Shout out to everybody. We are in the building. Let's go ahead and get this conversation going. Let's see for the folks that's gonna pull up. What's happening, everybody? How's everybody doing tonight? What's going on though? What's going on? Great to see everybody. We are live, full in effect. We are here. We are making sure that we're here. So, yes, last night I was not able to go live, and only reason was because I was doing a lot of traveling. So I was not able to to go live. I needed to get some time. Oh no, you good. I didn't even stream live last night. The reason was I've been driving too much, phone calls, handling so much that I need to take some time to rest. So I just went to sleep. But everything, we're gonna be doing a lot more lives, especially coming to this weekend that's pulling up. You good though? We in the building. What's happening? Where the stars at? Let's get some stars in the chat. Let's get these likes in. If you're new, you're more than welcome to subscribe. And welcome to the AllStar Lounge, where the stars and the vamps really pull up and where we have conversation. Now, I'm gonna get into the title in just a little bit and what I spoke about. Because I said if you see this, get ready for war, because we are going to be talking about something. Drum roll, please. And yeah, we're just gonna get to it. You know what I mean? When that conversation occurs. But great to see everybody. How's everybody doing tonight? Welcome in. It's your host, AllStar Izzy. Welcome to the After Hours Lounge, where we speak on anything and everything, no matter what it is. Yeah, war, bro. War. We will be going to war. Hit the like button if you have not. Welcome into the live. It's your host, AllStar Izzy. We are having a great time tonight. Great to see everybody. Welcome in. This is the after hours, baby. You know what I mean? This is what we do. We just converse, we speak, we engage, we talk on everything. It doesn't really matter what the case is. And I like to keep the temperature up for me or down. Or I guess I like the AC and everything, you know what I mean? But we're gonna be having some conversations going forward. But other than that, how's everybody doing tonight? Talk to me. How's everybody doing tonight? I dropped this new video. I was actually really proud of it. I forgot how, like, when I actually really watched it, I was like, damn, the way I started editing and started creating is so much better. What's going on, Twin? How you doing? Great to see you. Shout out to Liliana. Yeah, that was a really good video. If you have any troubles on approaching women, talking to women, you should definitely check out that video. I think it'll assist you a lot going forward in life. I had to put it, I really thought about it. I was like, damn, I got to put shit in perspective sometimes, like, into a way where some people can really understand, because sometimes people don't really understand it, you know what I mean? Until you kind of bring it down to earth. That's just me, though. That's just information, period. Like, when you teach people shit, you just got to give it to them. Yo, Boxing, great to see you. Yo, Boxing, I'm going to hit you up after this if you're still available. My apologies. I had some things I had to handle. What's good with everybody? Shout out to everybody. Yo, Sour Patch, how you doing? What's happening? Great to see everybody. You guys are more than welcome to hit the like button and subscribe to be a part of this journey. Welcome into the AllStar Lounge. We are in a building. We are going to have a great motherfucking conversation. You're the only one not a mod in here? Well, that's because they've been consistent in here, Covenant. All right? Plus, I told you we will be having mod tryouts in the future. But everybody talk to me. What's happening? All I saw was fans, Roblox, ASMR. You do Roblox ASMR? Because if you do, that's interesting. So you do the oof sound. My nephew does that shit all the time. Like when he crashed into something with his car, he be like, oof. I missed one day. Yo, Covenant. I already told you the requirements for it. We don't need to keep going about it. It's not about missing a day. Sometimes these people aren't even here all the time, but that's fine. It's that these people have been here for a very long time though. But we will be going to war soon, everybody. We will be going to war. Specifically tomorrow afternoon. Tomorrow afternoon, we will be going to war. Now, actually, I'm going to go ahead and talk about it. I don't want to prolong it because we can talk about whatever, right? But what I mean is that I'm just going to have to be addressing some, yo, Ahmad, what's good? I'm doing great. How are you? Great to see you. Welcome in. Welcome to the AllStar Lounge. But I'm going to be addressing some things from these people who've been calling me stuff. Yeah, we're going to war tomorrow. So stars, I want my stars to know and to, and to gather up and to equip yourselves, because we're going to be going to war tomorrow. Who knows if they're going to show themselves. But recently there's been a lot of different people that have been coming on to my on my post that called me red pill, or they call me scammers and shit like that. Now, honestly, it doesn't bother me. I mean, this is just social media. But here's the thing. It's because when things happen like this, people can take things and run with it. We have to be able to address these things head on. And not in a bad sense. I'm not gonna bash them nor do the things. We're gonna see, the thing is that a lot of the times when a rumor occurs or when people are starting to just say stuff, you're gonna have to take that shit head on. You know what I mean? And you're just gonna have to address things the way they are. Cause some people, I mean, it looks good. It's like, okay, people are sending hate, that's good. But at the same time, we can't have the narrative of something running when it's not true. So we're gonna have to put those things in perspectives, right? It's mainly about these red pill people, either calling me red pill, calling me a scammer, X, Y, and Z. You know, we're just gonna be having a great conversation tomorrow, so I'm really excited. I hear the nuclear alarms. Oh yeah, Ahmad, I am from Texas. Where you from? Shout out to everybody. Welcome in. It's your boy, AllStar Izzy. You're more than welcome to hit the like button. You can subscribe. Be a part of this journey. Actually, you know what? Talk to me. Imagine this is my penthouse rooftop view, and you guys are more than welcome to speak with us. And it's not just a me conversation where y'all listen to me. We're all having a conversation. You know what I'm saying? We're all speaking up. You live in a different dimension? Yeah, that's what we need. Yeah, exactly. Be the bigger person. I'm here with you. Oh, for sure. Oh, yeah. And the thing is, yeah, it's definitely being a bigger person too. I just, I can tell the more things start, and this can go for anyone, not just me, but the more things start to pop off. If you're a creator, you start to become a manager in your company. You start to get more popular. Whatever the case is, things are just happening, right? When those things happen, people will be talking. I mean, we can't dodge the hate. The hate is good. Like we should. I love this shit. Like I'm embracing this shit, and a lot of it occurs. I've had it in real life, so media is nothing to me. But at the same time, there's some things that got to be addressed. So we will be doing that tomorrow. And the only reason I said why for war, because who knows how these people are gonna act? Who knows how these people are gonna be? But I'm very much excited for when this does occur. You know what I mean? Because it's fun. I think it's fun. I like the back and forth when it's mature at least. Satan, not Saturn. I see you. Brandon says, do you offer private consultation? I do. I'm not necessarily promoting it as much because I'm focusing on other things at this time, but I do, Brandon. But if you want to get into that further with me, you can get to my Instagram. We are Evolution 1. Lilian says, right, you doing something right, twin, so the haters will come. Oh man, I love it. Like I really think people should like that. You know how some people can run away from confrontation or run away from hate, but that's when you really have to take it on the head though. Like when that happens, that's just, on the other side is love. Love happens all the time. But when the hate occurs, we should be milking that the same way we milk the positivity. How somebody's like, oh, your thing is your channel is amazing. What about when somebody says, oh, your channel is straight trash, you're talking lies? Just for anybody, for whoever they say. That should be you. You should use that to your benefit too. Positive and negative both have the same beautiful effects, and when we can use that in that shit. And someone who can transmute not only of that love and hate, we should be able to transmute the feelings and into like intellect, into knowledge, and to make it an example, because that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm going to be making an example, because if people come to my kingdom and they're acting a certain way, I have to create an example out of you now. It's all an empowerment lesson, and I'm excited. I'm glad to be a part of this. Welcome in, everybody. What's going on? Shout out to Ephraim for the covenant said the closest thing we got to nuclear war was the Cuban Missile Crisis. Crazy. Yo, Chico, great to see you. Welcome in. Welcome to the AllStar Lifestyle Community Conversation Chat, where we just be chopping up about anything and everything. This is just my after hours lounge, where we just be chopping it up and talking and everything. Ephraim says, I find a lot of value in this quote. When I'm right, I'm right. When I'm wrong, I could have been right, so I'm right because I could have been wrong. Hey, it's true, bro. I'm like your info giver. You are a covenant. Covenant, you truly are. You come with just straight knowledge and facts, which we appreciate you on this side for. You know what I'm saying? But I like that quote a lot, And what's crazy too? When I used to go live on Instagram a lot, I used to talk about haters a lot, because at that time I wasn't popping as much on media, on like social media. I didn't have much of a following, but I was having that shit in real life and learning. Yo, Mark, great to see you. But I was having a lot of this stuff happening on social, like in real life meeting. Like I had people, I remember because I was working at a place at the time, and I had people that wanted to be like, that they would tell me privately. They would be like, you're not gonna get this position because I'm gonna get it before you. I don't know why they think that you've only been here for 2 months. Why are you getting the spot? Are you a kid? They were calling me a kiss ass. Bro, just because I'm a first responder, and plus if I'm in a company, I make sure to put my shit into it. I'm all about impacting. So if I'm in a company, I'm not wasting my time to be there and lollygag. Yes, there's loopholes. You know what I mean? That's another conversation for another time. But specifically for this stuff, people, I have 3 people that was telling me that I'm not going to get a certain position. They were all intimidated and afraid of me. And some people were mad at me because they're girl like me. I mean, I can't help that shit. That's just what happens. But I don't fuck your coworkers. I don't fuck my coworkers 100%, right? So like even at the time when I was making those videos, when I was going live and I only had like 2-3 viewers, bro. Or even just one, not even one. Probably like 0 at a time. Like I remember making videos and I was saying stuff like, in order to be an empire, that goes for anybody, not just me, but for anybody who has their own empire, because truthfully, we are our own empire, right? And your king, queen within your head, like how you make your decisions and stuff. But in order to have that is also to say there's going to be people that's going to want to overthrow your kingdom. Meaning to say, like, people are going to want to see you mess up. People are going to want to see you fail. People are going to want to see you stop. You know, like that just happens. Like that just comes with it. And before, like, not even that time when I was making those videos, but before that, I used to think to myself, like, damn, like, why does this hate shit keep happening? I remember when I had a mentor and he was taking me around, like, he was showing me everything and telling me all this. And he was like, this is good. When this hate occurs, use it to your benefit. This is what fuels you to make you great. And I was like, I've heard that before, but to really apply it was a completely different bag. My mentor created me into a monster, but in a good way though, not in a bad way, but monster meaning like using everything to your benefit, like countering shit, using it for you. Like you can fuel it. Of course, still learn, don't, you know what I'm saying? Take accountability if you're wrong for sure, because we don't want to be ignorant out here and think we know everything. But using everything to your benefit, you know how crazy that is? Like when you can genuinely see, you can take accountability for your mistakes, level up on that, and then use hate or whatever against you to your benefit. You know how beautiful that is? They threw a whole comment at you, but you just countered it, and now it's 3 worlds. Let me look at these real quick. Cool, thanks for me. Yeah. High vibration only for sure. Yeah. B3, what's good? Great to see you. I ain't gonna take notes. Me is in high relation. The rail gun from Hello. The things that shoots can go to Mach 42 speed. Nice. I fuck with that. Yeah, hell yeah. So that's why I said just get ready for war, you know, because who knows, huh? They may not come, they may come tomorrow. There's just some things we gotta, you know, that I'm gonna have to address. And I just want my stars to know. Because one thing too, you know, I was having this conversation with a great friend of mine. He was over the other day. We were just creating art and talking about and observing stuff and, you know, just understanding certain things. And one thing that we were talking about is like, it's good to know like what you stand for. And then when he said that, I also thought about what I stand for is also that for anybody, for what you stand for means that there's something else that you're going against. You know what I'm saying? So then I really took it down because I always had an idea and I always knew, but it's always the people who are closed-minded, who are not willing to allow others to evolve. Because over here, I promote for y'all to have your own voice for yourself. I need everybody to stand on their own 2 feet and to speak up for themselves. Because if you're not going to do it, someone else might assist. I will assist. But at the end of the day, you got to be strong enough to stand on your own 2 feet. Because if not, the world will take advantage of that shit. I've had that happen to me many times growing up. And when I seen that shit occur, I was like, I'm not fucking with that. And I gained my own power. There was the times where I was growing up where I seek the power outside of me. But then people, mentors that were coming through my life, guides and shit, were always telling me it's the power within yourself. Don't worry about the world. The world is going to do what the world does, but it's all about the individual inside. And all those words planted seeds into my mind, and I started to truly understand everything, that it's about me and about how I go about things and what I can do with what's coming. You know what I'm saying? Or just in general, right? So understanding that and then having to speak up for people, that's one of my biggest things that I've always done. Even still to this day, my whole thing is for that. Is to speak up for people, because a lot of people can't really speak up, truthfully, you know, and it bothers me a bit because I want people to speak up for themselves. But, you know, I mean, I think that was just a blessing that I'm able to learn, but it's still the thing of like people will take advantage of those who can't speak up for themselves. We actually had some people that came into the live like a week or two ago that was talking about they getting bullied. I don't know if their story's true. I don't know what the hell they got going on. But regardless though, that shit is real life, and there's people that will take advantage of those who are weak-minded and naive. And even if they're, see, the thing with being weak-minded and naive too is that a lot of these people also, like, they know what they're supposed to do. Like, they have awareness. That's the thing. They're not dumb. It's just that they may be afraid of what to do and how to go about the situation. So then that's when comes with the conversations and the inner strength, the empowerment. That's why everything is empowerment. You gotta empower yourself, you know what I'm saying? But that's why that shit just truly matters. And it's good to show people that you have a backbone, and not to be disrespectful when you got a backbone, but if they bark and bark back, 100. Let's see. Yo, Sohab says, yo, what up, Isaac? Is this an actual live? What you mean by is this an actual live? Every live that I got is an actual live. Yeah, it says hit that subscribe and like. You already know. Hit the like button if you have not. Shout out. Appreciate you, Joker. Exactly. I get bullied even on YouTube. I hope it's not for real, because then that's like a whole nother bag. Covenant says who is coming tomorrow. Oh, just probably like a whole bunch of, should I call them losers? I don't know if I want to call them losers. A whole bunch of people who stand very firm on their beliefs that are against mine. And they're basically the red pillars. People who are against what I gotta say. But I love it though. You definitely gotta be against that shit. Like, I fuck with people who are against what I gotta say. Like, I respect that shit. But it goes over the border when you have to start saying all types of names and shit. You gotta make posts. You gotta make You know what I mean? So now then that's when a lot of things have to be called. You're calling nuclear missiles losers? Yeah, basically. Okay. Well, that's crazy, Liliana. Sometimes you're doing this while posting a video. Oh no, this is the actual live, bro. Listen, sometimes if it's a video, Sohab, it'll say premiere, and it won't show up vertical. This is when it means live, and it says live up here as well, just to give you a heads up. But if you haven't hit the like button, go ahead, hit that like button. You know what I'm saying? Tap that more. You know what I mean? Ha. But yeah, I'm excited though. Other than that, how the hell's everybody doing tonight? Like, what's going on with everybody? How's everybody doing? Talk to me, because we're going to do that. And then Saturday, we got some lives coming up. I did just drop this fire-ass video. I really loved it. Shout out Liliana. She was giving some great comments, and I appreciate that all the time. Right, and it doesn't say... Oh, it doesn't say live up there? For real? Oh, that's crazy. My apologies. Well, if it ever says, like, I'm live, or if I'm not live, it'll just say premiere on the shit. But it'll show up like a horizontal versus vertical the way it is now. So it says, man, at some point they'll have to speak up on their own. Yeah, it's a tough world to deal with it. Sometimes that could just be an act from that person. Oh, for sure. I'm already knowing so have. But that's why, like, I'm already knowing that. Like, I let people attempt to speak up for themselves. But I only do it if things get to an extreme. Like, that's just when I go out my way. I don't play God though, for sure. Because I already know everybody has their willingness, everybody has a choice. But if I'm able to make videos, go on live, create, speak to people, and I can at least fire up some empowerment or some motivation into yourself, that's fire. All right, have a good one, Covenant. But then that's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta talk about for real. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? But then again, because I'm an example of everything I talk about, then it's only just gonna keep leveling up. You know what I'm saying? I'm only just gonna be an example, and I'm with it though. I mean, shit. You gotta be a living example for what you want to see in the world, right? Shout out to Art. Shout out to the video I made a breakdown of. But you gotta be able to be an example of everything you want in this world. I believe in that wholeheartedly. If you want to, at least if you want to change, if you want a movement in this world, you want to be impactful in this world, it's best to be an example of that. I think that's beautiful to me, to be honest. There's no other highest form of activism, shout out to homie who made the video, than to be the message. I would rather be a living proof of everything I say. There's no other way around it. Because then it's the real thing in real life and real thing in social media. Nobody can beat that. Because it's who you are 100. But great to see everybody. What's up with everybody? We'll get back to that regularly scheduled program, probably like Saturday, Sunday, where we'll just fuck around and chop it up and shit like that. Of course, go ahead, Liliana. But we'll go ahead and chop that shit up another time on some cool, fun shit. Another day. You know what I'm saying? But right now, I just, I gotta prepare everybody. It's gonna be war coming. I'm a one-man army, but I'm letting my stars know, cause we fight for what's real. I fight for what's real. I speak up for what's real. 100, bro. Hunter, what's up, bro? What's going on? How you doing? Been a minute. How you doing? B3 says facts, just playing Fortnite. That's what I need to do. Nah, I'm probably gonna play some video games after this. Nah, I gotta do some editing. I'm gonna be up for a minute. That's all I know for sure. Chico says you got girl problems. I feel bad for you, son. You can take a game from AllStar. Izzy, he can do one. Yeah, for sure. I can. I can help you get one and maintain one. At that, you know what I'm saying? I need you to maintain that shit. Cause hey, see that's even like getting a woman is easy, but then like it's like so many steps to it. Cause a man can have such a problem with approaching women, so then they're like, damn, let me approach her. They try to approach her, and now they're afraid a little bit. So when you get over the approaching, now you got to figure out how to get from the date to the next date, and then how to maintain that if you want that. And then of course, 10 times out of 1, the man want to smash. So now you gotta. These men be trying to spit. People just be trying to skip steps, bro. Take it one step at a time. Do you just swallow? If you're eating chicken, do you just swallow the whole thing? Pause. No, you eating it bite by bite. I'm good, Hunter. Appreciate you for stopping by. How you doing tonight? Liliana says, what advice do you have for someone who's in a relationship but is talking to someone else and feels they get more attention from the other person than the other person they're in a relationship with? Okay, well, all right, I'm gonna give you two options. But if you choose both, I'm fine with that. So I can give you a toxic one, right? Because I can be a Diablo at times. Oh yeah, I know not you, but I'm like giving the option just in general. So I can give you a toxic cosmic great to see play. I can give you a toxic version, or number 2, I can give like a more healthier, better way. And you can choose a path. You said give me. Oh yeah, I meant just give you because you asked the question. I didn't mean you per se, right? Cosmic, great to see you. Go with both. Okay, I'm gonna start with healthy first. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I'm gonna start with healthy. So healthy for those, because this is a hold on. Let me go ahead and pin this bitch because this was a goddamn question. All right, let's read this over together, everybody. What advice do you have for someone who's in a relationship? Okay, wowzers. But is talking to someone else and feels like they get more attention from the other person than the person they're in a relationship with. Well, the healthy version is the advice I would get if damn, because I'm in like both perspectives, right? I'm thinking like the person who's talking to someone because they're getting a better attention. But what I say in the healthy advice is to remove yourself from the relationship for, just the situation itself. I would remove myself from the relationship unless there's like an openness in the relationship where you guys are fine and you guys both know you can talk to other people, maybe just don't do anything physical. But what I would say is that definitely needs to dead it, because if this is just occurring just one time, this is going to keep happening. Like this is like, and this probably has happened plenty more times before, where they're getting attention from other people outside the relationship because the guy or the girl may be boring. Maybe the sex is bad. Maybe it's just not what it is. But also, it requires the communication as to why this is occurring. And if they both want to make the relationship continue to work, then they both have to come clean and talk about this thing and speak on it directly rather than keeping it until it blows up, right? That's my healthy version of that. Let's see. But yeah, because whenever I hear things like that, because I've been with women that have been in relationships that I was a side guy at the time. But whenever those things were happening, is because a lot of the times I'm gonna just say the woman was talking to the other guy, right? It can happen on both ends, but either he has been showing examples he has been showing examples of bad leadership. He hasn't been making things fun and spontaneous. And the thing is, too, while I say this, I'm not saying to say like you gotta have all this pressure as a man. It's just that you gotta realize you bring into somebody's world. You gotta be consistent the way you were consistent in the beginning. And as that starts to dim down, and she's starting to look at other people, then it's like, well, this is what's occurring, and it means that something down the line she's just not feeling you as much. And then two plus, you're probably, the sex game probably isn't good. She probably doesn't like. Okay, and this is not to put anyone under the bus, right? Because this was just a lady who I was speaking to. I wasn't talking on a sexual romantic level, but she was just talking to me just about some things. Because she wanted my advice. I asked her if I can share it. She said that's fine. That's up to her, right? So now I'm speaking on it. But she was like, she didn't want to give him head anymore because she just felt like it was more of a chore instead of her wanting to do it. And because of that, her feeling like it was a chore, it really just meant that things got boring and bland and it became a routine. I speak on spontaneity and freedom all the time. Like there should be some spontaneity and freedom in relationship. There should still be some fun, some spices, some fun times and shit like that. Because you don't want things to just become too repetitive and too much of a routine. Things get boring. Now that doesn't mean you can't have that, but also you should not want that for yourself. Now, let me go back. The one with more attention gets more time, and your off time with the other one be through you everywhere, dog. But both through you everywhere. He talking about get around. I felt that. Retweet. I was asking questions. So I want to see if I chose it right when I chose my twin to be my twin. And then so the toxic version, right? I would say, what's up, Beatrice? For the toxic version, I would just say, keep that shit a secret and just, break up every now and then so you can fuck with the one who's giving you attention. Unless you just want attention. Cause girls can just want attention just to want attention. Like because they're not getting it from the guy they're in a relationship. They just be like, oh, let me get this attention from other guys just cause like I'm not getting much attention from this person, so whatever. So they could be flirting, but it really doesn't mean shit. They'll just be doing that, you know what I mean? That's not toxic? You don't think so? For me, that's being nice. For me saying to keep that shit a secret and break up with the dude and be like, and then go back to him when you're done fucking around with the guys giving you attention. I don't think if that's being nice, then then that means I'm a nice guy. Oh, say less then. I'm a nice guy then. Say less. If that's not toxic, that's fine. I'm cool with it then, bro. I'm cool with it. If that's not toxic, I've been a nice guy all my life. I can show you toxic. All right, bet. Show me. But that's what I'll say. Cause shit, like I even had to, it was crazy, bro. But like I had to do it. I mean, I told this one woman on what to do. The thing is, bro, and this is gonna sound crazy, but sometimes the side guys or the girls are effing on the side or getting attention from, they actually help the relationship. Because let's say she fucks with a side guy or whatever. She actually comes to realization, I just needed this fun time, but I actually really want you in the long run. It's crazy, bro. The shit gets really crazy around these parts, bro. No, you're my twin. I can't. Oh, no. Not like that. I thought you meant you were going to show me toxic, like you were going to give me an example of what toxic means. You think so? I'm weak. No, I did not mean it like that. Yeah, no, I know for sure. I know. I've had women I've spoken to, literally, where I've talked to them. And, look at you, Sarah Pat, you just lurking. I asked you how your day was going. You didn't even say nothing to me. I'm not appreciating this right now. Why you ignoring me? But, yeah, I was talking to this one woman. and like she was talking, because I was talking to her about like how they just got to deal with they just got to deal with like dating. They got to deal with all these weak men and men that they don't really want to be with. Yo, Deedon, great to see you. Yo, shout out to Deedon. Make sure y'all fuck with my boy Deedon. He made some crazy edits. Keep going with that shit. I love that shit. But yeah, I was just telling her how a lot of women have to deal with weak ass men and dating just in general. Men that they can run over, men that can lead, all that jazz, whatever, boring people. Because women truthfully do not want weak beta males. Beta, I don't even like saying beta, but it's the truth. Anyways, and we started having conversation about it. She was telling me about a side guy. She telling me how she should go about it. And, and I was just like, well, this is what you should do. She did it. Everything was successful. I mean, I got my pay at the end of the day. I mean, she basically paid me for a consultation, so you know what I mean? But it does help go around, because she even told me, she was like, damn, like I have fun with him and I do like the side guy, but at the same time, I really enjoyed, what's up, Harlow? Great to see you. Welcome in. But she was like, I had a good time with the side guy, but it made me realize I actually should stay with the other guy. I like to always say like the penthouse versus the townhouses. Like the penthouse is more like the side guy. It's more like the fun shit. Right. You know what I mean? But this is the truth. You're taking edit requests anytime. Do a Demon Slayer one. Okay, let's see. Liliana says, okay, listen. Well, read LMAO to me. Being toxic is where she wants to have both. And if no one knows about the other, she just acts like she don't want to be with him anymore and has him begging for her. I mean, that can work. But if she's messing with it, see, that reminds me. Y'all ever seen that show called Sex Life on Netflix? Oh, say let's drop that shit then, Deedon. But if y'all that reminds me of Sex Life though, when she was having both, but it ultimately ended up fucking up. But yeah, I can see it. I can see that as toxic though. I can see that as toxic. If she wanted both and everything. But at the same time, I mean, still like, if she's dealing with a man though, and he's still a side guy, he would never. See, the thing is, a real, you know what I'm saying? Not begging for no shit. But if it gets to that point and beg for it, I'm all with it. I'm all with women trying to make men do what they do, taking the weak men out the way. I'm gonna teach the strong ones around these parts. Liliana also says a toxic girl will want to have both, even more than once at a time. Sometimes they all know. See, I don't think that's toxic though. I think that's almost goes in alignment with what I was just talking about though, about the whole like making sure it's a secret. You want to fuck with a guy on the side, break up with the dude, and just cause a scene. Like I've had that occur. Start an argument with him, and then come fuck with me. Boom. All right, we done. Go back to him. You know what I'm saying? I think that's fire. I'm having a good day. I hope your day is going well. It's going great now that you're responding. But I want to make sure that every time I ask that firsthand, that you respond to it, and I don't need to repeat myself. You know what I mean? It's me. Yeah. Let's see. Bro, I got demons. Okay, Alpha Males continue to stand on business. Got to. So have asked Isaac, how do you deal with girls who ask for money? Never. I never deal with anything like that. Who ask for favors like that. I don't mind for the right ones. They don't have to ask. I know them and not your sugar daddy or army. Well, I don't ever deal with that. All the women I deal with got money. You know what I'm saying? They ready to check on the player for real. But nah, anything that has to do with money, I never do that. All that personal stuff, whether it requires money, having to sleep over, and using a car, that should never is never a requirement for me. Like, we never get to that type of thing, because that's never the situation or relation. I don't care if that's a woman that we smashed. I don't care how good she looks. I don't care if we knew each other for 6 months. We ain't getting to that combo, because we don't need to be there. That's some boyfriend girlfriend vibes and stuff like that. But if one were to ask me, I would just joke with her back and be like, all right, I'll just be like, all right, bet, I'll let you hold this. Let me hold $100 when you're done. I don't know, like, I'll just be joking back, because women would do things they can only get away with. You know what I'm saying? But I never deal with that stuff. But it's also like, I believe that the way you start things, that can also come off. Like, for instance, I'll be at the club. Like, I remember I was dancing with a shorty, and then She said something. No, we was dancing for like a minute, right? And then she turned around. She was like, I salute women, bro. She turned around. She was like, if you want to keep dancing, you got to buy me a drink. And I was like, you know, immediately in my head, I'm turned off, bro. But I had fun with it. So I was like, okay. I was like, all right, bet. First round on you. I got the next one. She was like, I don't buy men drinks. And she was like, let me know when you're ready to buy me a drink. We can keep dancing. I was like, damn. I was like, this shorty's a pro because she would have got somebody for real dancing. She had nice ass too. But regardless though, I was like, yeah, nah. Because sometimes it don't matter. Women would just do it, just to do it. Kalamata, he said, I'm not begging. Hell no, I don't beg for none. The begging happens for me. Lilian says, but they don't break up. Thoughtsikas don't break up. We keep them by our side and make sure they all know. Well, I mean, as long as everybody knows, and that's fine. That's cool. Just like Harlow said, why not just have an open relationship? Harlow, I don't think people are ready for that conversation, to be honest. Like, I've told that to multiple women, like, especially women that, like, if I'm talking to women and they want to, like, if I'm, like, fucking with them for a long time, I already know, like, I'll be telling them they can, like, fuck with other men, too. Like, they can have their own thing going because I'm not going to be there for them all the time. That's another advanced thing. But anyways, they may have like some guy that they may get in a relationship with, and they may talk to me and be like, well, they might want something further with me. I'm like, well, I'm not doing that. If anything, you should just have an open relationship because I don't care to break up a happy home, nor do I care to keep sneaking around and doing bullshit like that. I'm over that. They'd be like, oh no, I'm monogamous, but then, you know, they'll fake a breakup, and you know what I'm saying? I feel like people are just not ready for that. You know, I promote, these people should be open. It's actually really cool. A lot of great communication and trust, you know what I'm saying? She could say she want another man. I'm gone, ain't no coming back this way. Okay, keep going, Liliana, go ahead. Well, Isaac, it's possible it could happen. Possible for what? I'm saying even if, okay, so if a woman was to ask me a favor for money, I would just tell her straight up, this is not the type of relationship that we have. All right? Everything that you have going on, that's for you. What we do is we fuck with each other, and that's all. But if it keeps going further where you have to keep asking me for this, I don't want this anymore. Because then I don't know why it crossed in your mind to think to ask me. You know? Because if we just smashing, which I always advise my men to just smash. Don't do anything further. No boyfriend vibes. Don't let her sleep over. Cut that out. Right? Because then if you do all that, so if you extend those type of energies to a woman, then she will talk about that shit. Like, she will bring them things up. Because now you kind of made it open for her to say them shits. Okay, tell me when to upload. All right, bet. Upload it when I'm off, so then I can post it up. Liliana asked, why when a woman wants more than one man, she's a hoe, but if a man wants more than one, it's okay. Go ahead and pin this, because you and I are both asking the same thing. But you know what? The reason why I believe, and plus just talking to several men and a lot of men with different opinions. First of all, I'm for the streets. You know what I'm saying? I'm with the heads because we be in heads together. But I think it's a lot of insecurity and projection. A lot of these men are afraid of what women's true nature is. See, that's why I said we got to get ready for war, because there's people that are against for what I say, and they think that I'm either pandering or talking some other shit, but it's really just from real experience, because the thing is that I don't care if a woman is a hoe or was a hoe. Like, that doesn't mean she got to be the sloppiest, craziest one like that. You know what I'm saying? I have some standards for sure. But at the same time, if you're really experiencing things outside of here and you're seeing things with your own eyes and you're doing things with your own body, you understand that women have a sexual nature to them, which is a primal thing, just as the way we men do it. But because men are insecure and they want to project their fear onto women and being like, well, I want her to be pure, I want her to be this innocent thing. All right, do that. And I made a video about this, I think last year. The innocent ones are the most devious ones. The shy ones are the most deep. The ones you think are so innocent. There are some innocent ones, right? But the ones that look coy, the professional, six-figure type of women, come on, bro. Stop fucking around. Like, I'm trying to still figure that out myself, but I know these men just be afraid. They're scared, right? They think that they just live in a fantasy world. A lot of them don't deal with it in real life. And if they do be having the experience, they're still like a block within their mind thinking to themselves like, well, there has to be like an innocent, even though they've been holding around themselves. And it's like, well, I mean, this is just what it is. I'm not telling you to be with a woman who catching some diseases. Hell no. Tell her to get checked up. But I'm just saying, bro, you can't not think women out here doing their thing. That's, first of all, women like to sleep. Women like to sleep around. Like, what's so wrong about that? Don't you want that? Men will want a one-night stand, but then get upset when other women have one-night stands. She's nothing like my girl, though. She just had 3 one-night stands before you. What are you talking about? Crazy, bro. You ready, Harlow? Let's talk about it. Women nowadays feel like an open relationship is a no-no. Also, men nowadays, I'm with it. I'm all about open relationships. I'm with that shit. I be having some girls that be wanting to be in that shit. But I tell them no, I don't want to be committed like that. Yo, Jaylani, what's up with it? Mars, though, what's up with it? Sass Mick, you already know what's happening. You know what I mean? Let me keep looking. I'm behind like fuck. Facts, women are petty like that. Women can be petty. Okay, also, hold on. You guys going so fast. Holy fuck. Okay, hold on. Let me see. Pause. Harlow says the best relationship is when you have a completely open relationship, not just sexually, and you know you can go to him or her with anything as a fantasy, and you have no fear of being judged. Exactly. Thank you, Harlow. I gotta pin that. That's exactly what I've been speaking on. Openness, non-judgment. Because the thing is too, like, people will have such a judgment going into a date. People will have like a judgment already. They'll have belief and standards. I'm not saying you can't have belief and standards, right? Definitely be able to look out for stuff. But people will come into the mindset of this person has to be like this, and this. Whole time it could either exceed their expectations, or if you don't, you can actually miss out on a connection that you may liked at the time. You know? All because of either fear or insecurities or whatever the case is on what occurred. It'd be crazy. But I completely agree with Harlow on this, especially with the communication too. Communication goes a far way. Like, communication is slept on. People talk about communication all the time, but people are really not communicating though on a certain level where we're talking about real life and honest shit. That don't mean we gotta, on the first date, we gotta talk about this. We ain't gotta do all that. A true communication where things are clear cut. Things don't gotta be nothing else. Jaylani, you funny as hell. It is so freeing. It is, and see, I promote freedom, like especially within relationships. It should always be a freedom in the case in having conversation and speaking with women. It should always be that. It should never feel like we're trapping each other, we're trying to hold each other hostage, and we're go be free, like go do your thing. The moment I feel caged in, I'm out of here. Liliana says, these days, but women these days don't see it that way. I'm not Gen X, but I have Gen X mentality. So you see it that way. Deedon says, open relationships, in my opinion, are just complete no. But that's the thing. Everybody can have their own opinion, right? And I'm completely down with that. Cause some of my brothers, they're down, they're on some monogamous shit. I'm more open than a lot of my friends, but that doesn't take away from like who we are. This is just preferences in that. Mars Dope says, why do you advise men to just smash? Great comment. The reason why I advise men to just smash, well, at least in the beginning, right, is because you just want to have that type of relationship at first. Of course, not rushing things, because what a lot of guys can do is try to rush into like almost like a boyfriend and girlfriend relationship. They want to rush into like, let me have her sleep over, let me, take her out and let me do all these things, when you don't need to do all that, and just smashing and keep things friendly, fun and flirty, banter, you're teasing, you're just creating moments, you're just being spontaneous, you're enjoying the time that you have, creating more chemistry for you guys. I advise that because you don't want things to move too fast. If things move too fast in the sense where you're trying to get a relationship off rip, right, it's just because this can cause confusion going down the line, and truthfully, you don't even know who this person is. And when it comes to relationship stuff, a lot of that shit is earned. Like, you got to know who you're dealing with at the end of the day. You got to know who's fun. Just because we smashed a couple of times doesn't mean we're equipped to be boyfriend and girlfriend, or husband and wife down the line. That's why I advise men to just smash though. Just have that time. Just enjoy this. Just enjoy that until you see more. I really advise like a year, and then you start to introduce things. That's just me though. It may sound extreme to others, but it worked pretty well for me. Sohab says, because women and men are so different, it's harder for men to get girls, not the other way around. Even the ugliest girls could pull a guy, a handsome guy. Well, you see, okay, statistically, yes, Sohab. All right, but I also gotta disagree. And the only reason I disagree is because of my experience. Like, I've never had trouble getting girls, and that's not the boast though. Like, my biggest trouble at first, especially like because I didn't know all the stuff that I know now, but at the time before, my biggest thing was probably maintaining them or how to keep them around and shit, how to keep them going. You know what I'm saying? All that, or not confusing them. But at the same time, I mean, yeah, sure, girls can get that, but that's also like, that's women can get like 100 men, but there's probably about like only two rare motherfuckers that she's really gonna really want to fuck with. See, that when women have options, is not necessarily to say like she can have them rotate, but women have options in the sense like, oh well, I know this person likes me, I can get attention from this person, this person may send me money, this person may Uber XL me, this person That don't mean none of these opponents are worthy at all. So that shit shouldn't even matter. Your Gen X open relationships just mean your woman and man wants more than just you and you're unfaithful, not a great partner. I gotta disagree with that, Dita. It depends though, because it really just depends on who you get into those open relationships with, because an open relationship doesn't have necessarily mean that. For real though. You know, sometimes women will get into that shit because the man wants it, or even vice versa, it goes the other way, but I really do say men should lead that anyways. When you take the lie and then sneaking out of people at trip, yeah. Go ahead, Liliana, go ahead, keep asking. I don't know if I can agree with you on this. No disrespect. No, you don't gotta you don't have to agree with everything, and that's completely fine. Like, I don't expect people to agree with everything I 100% say. Everybody has a voice, right? Bro, you should turn on donos. See, the thing is, Deedon, once I'm actually about to hit 3,000, I think I got like 400 more hours, and then I'm about to hit 1,000 soon. So like once I hit those those awards or goals, whatever, things will start happening. Like I'll have them on. But I appreciate it. Thank you very much. It's not for everyone understanding about openness, when you're probably whatever, sex is sex, love is love. For sure, need to pay for all these questions. Yeah, you're right though. You're right though, Sass. You're right. I'm gonna be doing that for sure though. Like once in the future, it's gonna be like, I'm definitely. But for those people that I fuck with for real, we ain't really got to. But if it's like a show where it requires a Q&A, then hell yeah, you know. And the plus, I'm about to be doing like live calls too, so you know it's about to get crazy in this bitch. Subscribing like hell yeah, appreciate you, Joker. Thank you. Let's see. Sohab says I have to add a key lock analogy. Woman is lock, man is key. Yeah, that too, bro. Honestly, just take away like the mindset of like women can, cause I never think about. Like, when I walk in the room, I never think about, damn, all these women can get attention. I'm always thinking like, shit, who's gonna catch my attention? I'm always thinking like that. Like, I'm never like, I never just think about that too, you know? Lily got 1,500 and is progressing too. Oh yeah. Shout out to everybody who's progressing for real. You know, I've grown a lot. I've grown over 150 within the last 3-4 weeks, to be honest. It's crazy. I'm very grateful and appreciative of the support and success I've been having, and you know, it's always going from there. You think YouTube deleted it? Yeah, cause I didn't see it. I didn't see no question. But fuck it, ask it again. If they delete it again, YouTube, you gotta chill on us, all right? We're just having conversations, okay? We're just having educational, honest conversations that can better further relationships and love, intimacy on different levels, and sometimes the questions that come may be a little bit raw, but YouTube, listen. Sometimes it needs to be translated that way in order for others to truly grasp on what's, you know, needs to be said and answered. But 100. Harlow says, see, this is the kind of conversation I like to have on your channel. You should. And if you do, Harlow, I would love to be a guest. And honestly, I would love to have you as a guest. You can be a guest on my shit too. Cause I'm centered around confidence, love, dating, sex. I'm centered around that. I'm still, you know, I still get my feet wet in this shit, but like, I've been doing this for what? 3 years? Cause I've been coaching men behind the scenes even before I was on social media. Hella men. I was doing that shit all the time. Like and women, and you know, some women were paying me with like food or drinks. Men were paying me for drinks, pause, or like they'll take me out, not on that type of shit, but we'll just talk and I'll just converse with them. Some people was paying me Some people I just did for pro bono because I was like, let me just help. But then I started to realize there was some real shit in this bitch. Excuse me. Liliana says, why when a woman knows what she wants and goes for it, she gets shot down? Depends. Does she get shot down? Well, let's stick with this. Okay. She does get shot down because she's looked at by men as conceited. As a conceited bitch. Is that what you meant to say when you said B? YouTube, relax. I'm just only reading what it's saying, okay? I'm just translating. My apologies, YouTube. Conceited B. Only because she knows what she wants and does settle for less. Well, then the men who already have that type of judgment and they're already thinking about this person is conceited, then it doesn't need to be. They don't need to be somebody who's on that type of level, really. Because I was going to say frequency, but really, yeah, exactly, Harlow. They just feel threatened. That's not the type of people you need to be with. You need what you need, or for like, not you specifically, but when a woman needs, right, the type of woman you're speaking on, they need a conceited man too. Not to say like he's like an extreme narcissist, but he needs to be full of himself just the way she is. Like, I believe that completely, because confident people need to be with confident people. Sexy people need to be with sexy people. Passionate people need to be with passionate people. I'm with that all the time, bro. But the only reason for that, because like when I think about something like like I've been with women who have had like, I attract a lot of like, I don't want to, we don't really get too deep in that bag, but they kind of like brats, if you get what I'm saying. But they got this like princess mentality. And I like it though. I think it's sexy to me. Like when they have like these beliefs or they got this type of type. That shit never shakes me up. I actually like that shit. Like we'll have a conversation and she will kind of hit me with like a certain way that she thinks, or she'll be like, well, I only like what I like. And I'm like, well, I like that. I think that's confident, sexy. It's fun. It's fun. But any man that has a problem with that, then, fuck him. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, even if a woman who wants to settle for less, some men can exceed that expectation depending on who the man is. But he got to be an all-star though. That's the thing. You got to be an all-star and able to exceed expectations. Stash, what's up? Hey, Stash, we going wrench for wrench. I got you. We going wrench for wrench, Stash. I got you. But yeah, I can't find people that want to talk about this kind of stuff. Well, you got one person right here, Harlow. All you got to really do is have one. Everything else would just make its way. That's how I started this shit. Really. Because I was thinking like that too. I'm like, damn, like, even though I really started off solo, but I want to still do collabs. Because if you can even collab, we can collab together. You can come onto my platform where we can speak on this as well. Because I want people to talk on a certain level that I can talk on and speak on certain shit, right? Because most people either are too afraid, rather be in the audience, or they just, I don't know, I don't fucking know. But I'm down for all collabs. Now my twin talking to you. Oh, I got to talk to YouTube. Yo, YouTube, listen, we just being educational, all right? Like, you got to do it. You got shout out to Coach Yo, because he used to say that shit all the time, and I understand, because if there's too much like raw shit, too much shit sometimes that can be a little bit vulgar, YouTube would like hear that and be like, oh my God. I'm like, yo, YouTube, and I got a sweet talk. YouTube, we're in agreement, okay? YouTube, we're in alignment together. Trust me, okay? I'm with you. My twin wanted to be bragging about how he got game and just last as cute. Yeah, no, I mean, I don't see. The thing is, I hate to like even boast it, because game recognizes the game, and what's understood don't need to be said. But sometimes it's required. But you feel me? Boiled gooseneck. Stash, thank you for being here. Yo, I appreciate you. I'm officially an all-star. Shout out. We in the building. Next, you had to go to my channel so you can be part of my family too. Me familiar. Yeah, you got to for sure. But welcome in, everybody. We just having some good conversations about love, sex, relationships. Harlow, I'm down whenever you down. We can really set that up. Bro, I had to go because a spider was crawling on me. That's crazy. I hope you killed it. Shout out to Spider, though. Shout out to Spider-Man. I can't wait to see the new one coming soon. I'm going to go see Fantastic Four this Saturday. So it's finna be crazy. I'm finna go see Fantastic Four. If anybody's seen it, no spoilers. You hear me? None. Because we're gonna go live tomorrow. And we're gonna be going live tomorrow night as well. And then Saturday we'll be going live again early. I'm gonna go to a tournament. We're gonna be going live, possibly maybe going live later that night, depending on what's happening. But I'm finna be out and shit. So who knows? You just saw it today. All right, hey Dita. Don't say a word. All right, don't say a word. We ain't even talk about it. We don't need to talk about it. Just keep your thoughts to yourself and just chill. All right, cause we don't need to. You know what I mean? We ain't gotta talk about it. You didn't kill it? Son of a bitch. It's about to come back and get you. No, I'm fucking with you. But if it does, get it. You know what I find interesting too? A lot of like, it's crazy because there's a lot of. I appreciate you. I was in David Buster's with a lady, and we combined our tickets together, and she gave me this mug. Girl, I appreciate you. You feel me? I appreciate you. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I find it very interesting that a certain type of men only agree with me, and a lot of women agree with me. So that's how I know this should be fly. And I'm excited for tomorrow because we're equipping ourselves for war. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be the stars versus the red pills. Feel me? It gotta be like that though, because it's just what it is. Some people don't agree with it. Some people do. And some people don't have to agree, but don't got to be disrespectful about it. You know what I'm saying? But if you are, you'll be made an example of. Okay? I hate to do it. Do I? Not really. I actually like teaching. I hear that shit go. I actually like making lessons. Cause if you make yourself known for it, you gotta be used as a lesson. You know what I'm saying? You only brought it upon yourself. New Man Pepsi. Great to see you. I don't think I've ever seen you before. New Man Pepsi says, why war? Well, when people try to take down, when people just try to, create things or try to go after certain stuff or, try to, say things about your empire and spam that shit, you got to do something about it. And it's just going to be war. I don't cause it. The thing is, I just create and I build. All right, and you're going to see me shining because it's the stars, so you're going to see it shining regardless. And sometimes that's just too bright for people. So they got to do something about it. So, I don't want it to be war. We can have a great conversation, right? But sometimes when the... Yo, Pepsi. I'm not going to say that because, YouTube. But YouTube, he means a water gun, by the way, just to let you know. But yeah, pray for peace, prepare for war. Yo, G-Man, what's up with it? Liliana says, okay, question since nobody asking questions. I think everybody's just scared. Liliana says, what is your input on man and women equality? I don't think either are equal, to be honest. Like, when it comes to certain things, though, there's a lot of dynamics that go within that when I say that. Because I can talk on the terms of leadership and masculinity, and then also the terms of femininity and what women can do, right? And what women's purpose can do for the man. But in other realms, like when it comes to freedom of speech and stuff like that, they're equal on that end. But I believe like the essence of man and woman, they're not equal in a sense. That doesn't mean that one is less than the other, right? Because there's strength in what women have and there's strength of what men have. And the thing is that we're not equal when it comes to what we both have in that. That's what I believe in though. Like I think we both, because like I like this analogy that I was taught. But it's called like a tango. And basically what I broke it down was that the man is masculine. So basically the man leads, spins her around, and he catches her. But as he spins her around and catches her, it's not that he's just leading and being this masculine man. Like that's a part of it. But it takes submissiveness in women to fall into the man's hand and be able to trust in his guidance and leadership. So that's really what I believe in for that. Bro, I got my PS back today. For sure, that's what's up, bro. But in a relationship, excuse me. No, I don't think equal, but here's the thing, I don't say it in a bad way though. I'm not saying in the sense to like belittle women. I just believe that there's roles men and women play that are different. So in a sense, like I believe, like for me, I believe the man is meant to be the lead, is meant to be the leader, is meant to be not necessarily the provider where he does can provide for materialistic things, which I definitely advocate for. But I also believe in that he needs to provide more than just material things. He needs to provide guidance and leadership within the mindset of the lady and teaching her something new of evolution. But the man also has to be above the woman in that sense, though, because like I advocate for women to look up to men, and that's the thing too. Women have a part to play. Women can even be. That doesn't necessarily have to mean that women only know how to plan and do certain things. But there's things that women are good at that what they can do. But I believe each has a different role in what they play in, because it even to like to yin and yang, masculine and feminine, light and dark. Everybody plays their part. Men and women to harmonize together, both have to be on the same page of what they both want. But they both also know there's an agreement into what this relationship is and what the trust. See, the thing is, a lot of people, they don't realize how powerful it is to trust somebody. And I think a lot of people overlook when women trust the man's leadership. Like there's a lot of power in that, because that's power, because she's trusting in somebody to basically with their life or what they got to go on. That doesn't say she can't have her own life, but for her to have complete trust and to submit to this, and she can also provide her value in her way, that's powerful, because you can't be a leader without somebody following you. You know what I mean? Like you can't be masculine without having like, you can be masculine on your own, but you can't necessarily have that harmony without having that femininity as well, but like that submission. Because some people think submission is bad. No, that's submission is beautiful. And submission is a beautiful act of trust. It's a beautiful act of being able to follow and surrender. Like people undermine the power of what women have to do when it comes to that shit, bro. It's beautiful when women can fall in your arms gracefully and you're able to confidently catch her, bro. It's a beautiful act. It's an art. It's a tango. We're dancing together. But Mara is dope asks, what's your advice to a 33-year-old like myself that has little experience with women? Okay, my advice would be, what do you want? That's my first question. What do you want? And then when you figure out what you want, tell me what you want. Then we can go from there. What you mean? Be more specific. Ask questions. Stash. B3 says, what do you think about people? Excuse me. B3 asks, what do you think about people that can't see themselves as being good enough to be with someone else? Is that all down to low self-esteem? Yes, it is. And respect, or something completely different hypothetically? It is down to low self-esteem. Because actually, I was thinking about this shit earlier. I'm gonna answer your question with the thought that I had earlier. But basically, what I mean is that I was reflecting on like how I view people, meaning like how I see people who are wealthy, who are in a higher status, whatever the case is, or how I view people who may not look well off, who don't look like they have it all together, or who are working at like dead end jobs, right? Quote unquote. That doesn't mean no disrespect, but what I thought about it really was that I never seen what they did. Like I can see what you're doing, but I always like to see who the individual is, right? Because to me, I see the best. And that's, I mean, yeah, it's a reflection of me, but I see greatness in everybody, truthfully. I believe everybody's a star until when they want to be, right? Because that's what we meant to be. But going back to your question to tie this all together, yes, it definitely is low self-esteem, because truthfully, if you don't, and not you, but of course hypothetically, but if you don't believe that you're good enough to be with somebody else, it's either one, you're lying to get out of a relationship, because men do this all the time. They'll like lie. They'll be like, well, I don't think I'm good enough for you. You're better than me. Whole time they just want to get out, right? Get a little excuse to get out shit. Two, people genuinely believe that shit because they believe that this person is better. And the thing is too, if a person is better, you can be honest and communicate this, and they can be able to level you up somehow. I definitely advocate for the women to do this to men, but men can do it. I don't want men to do that to women, to be honest. All right, if you know she's better than you, just get out of there. You lost already. You already have somebody. You know what I mean? You're gonna be working towards the dead end. But it is down to low self-esteem and respect, because truthfully, you can have less outside, right? But everything will materialize eventually, of course. But you can have not the best car, not the best house, whatever the case is, but you can actually be a genuine good person with a great character. Being able to communicate effectively, having leadership, being able to, guide. You may not have the best material things, and women would still love that shit. Women love that shit more than a wealthy guy with bad character. That doesn't mean they're not gonna be with that guy though, because they want the wealth as well. Some of them do, but that's what I think about with people who can't see themselves as being good enough. And I do wish for those people to see themselves as good enough, because I mean, of course, it takes them to see it, but that's what I think about it. They just need to turn. They need to turn the perspective. Why don't I think I'm good enough? Instead of thinking they're good enough for me. Why don't I think I'm good enough? Why not women go to the military also? I don't know, bro. Liliana says, in my opinion, I feel us women need to learn to shut the fuck up and just cater to our men, because we can't be without them. That just them just like they can't be without us. Yeah, there's parts to play. Like, I would never say a man needs a woman. When it comes to creating though, and like sex, obviously, then yeah, I mean, I could see that. But I never believed in that, like another in my other half. I never believed in that shit ever. Even when I like tried to believe in it, I couldn't, because I was like, what the fuck? This feels weird. But I know what you're saying about it though. There's just, again, like you're saying, you're basically reinforcing what I'm saying. There's roles to play in this. Like, each individual has a role to play. Liliana says, I feel women out here expect too much from a man, but don't give them half of what they give them. Shake my head. Yeah, that's true. But also, too, a lot of the women, they can expect that, and women could just be left off delusional. Women could just be delusional. Who cares? Let them type of women do it, right? But I still gotta address it, because this is what I do for a living. But regardless, it's just to say, like, that shit is fake. All that shit I be seeing online, that shit's fake. Women are not. There's women like that in real life, but there's not a lot of women like that in real life. These women are pierce the veil. You can see way beyond that shit. But it is true. But also, with women getting away, women expected so much from a man. That's just words. But how are they really like, right? But they don't give half of what they give. Yeah, that's true. But also, I gotta see, this is where I gotta blame men too, because where did they learn that from? Why are they learning this? Women get with a real man, that shit don't matter. None of that shit matters. All them beliefs and standards, all that expectation, that shit's out the fucking window. Women get with a real man, a real character of a man, that shit does not matter. But I also gotta blame men for allowing this to keep occurring and having this cycle to occur, because men in this world don't also realize how impactful their leadership and their words are to communicate with people. Like, you're teaching her how to do it. It's a domino effect, whether you think that or know it. Like that. It's crazy. But it's true. I mean, the word goes around. Liliana says, like, why would you ask a man to give you everything you want, yet when they come home with from dealing with the bullshit at work, all you do is bitch and not shut the fuck up and cater? That makes no sense. Because, again, whoever, I have to bring it back to the man. Because truthfully, a man who's a good character of himself and respects himself, he's going to dead that shit. We don't ever deal with that. All stars don't deal with that, but I understand why that is. And I also, because it's like, you gotta have like and like, basically. Like I said, sexy people need to be with sexy people, just as some losers need to be with some losers. Some people who complain are gonna be with those who go with the complaining. You know what I'm saying? Like, who are gonna be willing to deal with it. I don't deal with shit. There's no thing that I deal with. We either move from it, we evolve from this shit, and we keep moving, or it's just not gonna go anywhere. But I gotta say this on men as well, because men need to also pick it up and put their fucking foot down to these women. Guys, they're not that scary, bro. Factually, and that's why I feel like we're not equal. New man Pepsi said, women should be grateful that there is men, because a lot of men died to protect their country, and they would protect. And I saw them some videos that women are saying they don't need men. Yeah, some of those women could just be talking out of emotion, bitterness. Not saying that is correct, but I don't be listening to that shit, bro. But I know what you're saying. Liliana says, then you have women out here who do cater to her man. He always looks elsewhere. That's true. There are men that's like that with that type of woman, and that just depends on dynamic. A lot of things are just a lot simplistic and complex, but it's true. You know, because it's like how women have men sometimes just on the side. Men do the same thing for them type of women. You know what I mean? Yo, Robin, I think that's how you say your name. What's up with it? Sohab says, yeah, I'm similar. I'm similar. Women and men are different biologically. Men are the leaders providers. And certain things though are no use, like opening a car door for women. I mean, that just depends. You know what I mean? I like when women open my car door. I feel it's different. I feel it is different for everyone. Some people are just flops. True. Mars Dope says, I want a relationship, but I haven't had that much sexual experience with different women in my life as a single man. Well, don't want that. All right, don't want a relationship. I could get it. You want a relationship, all that jazz, but nah. Listen, just date women. Date women meaning just have fun with them. Go on dates and have fun. Experience, get some sexual experience. Don't think about having a relationship yet. First, have a relationship with yourself first. All right, start with you first. And then when you start meeting women, just have fun with them. Don't rush into a relationship, because trust me, you do. Things are gonna blow up in your face more than you think it is. To be honest with you, bro, I'm saying that, but that's the truth. And you're a single man, live a bachelor life right now. I'm not saying you can't be in a relationship going further, but as you're meeting women, you can do dating sites. You can meet with women in social gatherings. You can meet women in person, right? But as you're meeting women, just take your time with them and just date to have fun. And then, yes, down the line, they could do more for you. Maybe they're initiating more. Maybe they're showing quality material for you to, want them in your life. Then, yes, you can have that. But take your time with it, bro. Bro, spamming hearts with me. Bro, who's spamming hearts with me? I don't know. Shout out to them. Oh, hey, shout out to Lilian Dina. You know what I'm saying? Mars Doe says, I also haven't had much girlfriends as well. Yeah, so this is why you should not rush into a relationship, bro. I'm telling you. And it's not because you haven't had many relationships. It's because the first thing you said what you want is a relationship. I don't think you actually know what you want, to be honest. All right, for sure, Deedon. Peace. Hey, Deedon, if you're leaving out, just post that shit. All right, peace out, Pepsi. Dude's name's Pepsi. That's crazy. All right, say less. Appreciate that. But yeah. Mar, if you're still in the building, I'm gonna end it off with you. So if you're still here, just talk to me real quick, cause I really wanna. I mean, I think I've seen you before, so you're gonna stay along. You should check out my new video that just came out. That could assist. Really should check out some different videos and everything. That edit yesterday was tough, bro. He's tough. He slept on, but he keeps showing more edits and he take requests. I'm gonna just shout that shit the fuck out. Why not? It's been a great conversation though. Really good conversation. But this is all I feel like this was really good, because then this is all gonna show, for tomorrow, And the thing is, shout out to my dog, Johnny Capahala. The shit that I was talking about, the Smash Bros stuff, y'all, that's my boy right there. Well, we hosted a tournament and we're gonna be doing further ones. And just an overall great guy. If you guys want to see gameplay, you want to hear some of his stuff, he's a content creator as well. You should definitely fuck with Johnny. He's a dope individual, great guy. We used to do lives all the time on Instagram before I even got on this bitch. Yeah, thank you, B3. Thank you, Liliana. Now, I'm glad that you guys were here. Thank you for your support. Shout out to everybody. Make sure you guys hit the like button and subscribe. You know what I'm saying? We're in the building. I am going to go in a few. I'm going to see if Mar is still in the building, because I would like for him to respond. But again, going back for tomorrow, later tomorrow, it's not that I'm not praying for war. I'm praying for peace. Prepare for war, though. Prepare for war. Oh, that's going to be my war stance. Prepare for war. Yeah. But, it's just, there's a lot of simple-minded, closed-minded individuals that, they just don't get it. But, hopefully we're going to be on that time to get it. It's going to be around 4 p.m. I'm actually going to set up the live right after I get off this live. I'm going to set it up 4 p.m. Who knows? We may not see them there. We may see them there. And if we do see them there, let's go. Mars, though, so what I'm saying is I have very little experience in both. So what should I do? Like I said, Mark, firstly, do you have Discord? Let me know yes or no. Secondly, AllStar pill. What I want you to do is just to start meeting women. Yeah, I know. Yeah. What I want you to do is just start meeting women. You can dating sites, in person, social gatherings. Go to some of the hobbies that you like. You can go to different, social stars. Like social stars. I started AllStar Pill. Social bars and gatherings and stuff where you can get, acquainted with individuals, or and just start meeting women and just having some time to talk. You don't have Discord? Okay. So this is what I advise. Create a Discord. And when you create a Discord, comment on one of my posts so I can see it and I can add you to it. Because I do Discord calls with my community. And you can sometimes hit me up individually. I won't do it all the time because, I got a busy ass schedule. But if I'm able to, then we can go further, right? So we can just talk on the back and on the private note. But what I'm going to give you for now before I go is just start meeting women and just having a conversation with them. And just date to have fun. Just experience shit. Just experience, talk to them. I have a bunch of videos on how to create your mouthpiece, how to evolve that, how to approach, engage, how to be spontaneous, how to be fun. So you can definitely check out those videos. But that's what I advise right now. Just get yourself outside and just talk. All right, just experience things. You can even go to dating events. All right, but don't go off with just wanting a relationship at first, because I promise that shit is not gonna work out in your favor, bro. It will not. You will lose, and I'm not here to. You will lose because it's not really losing, but you're losing because you're doing something different and new that you've never experienced in your life before. But which that really means that you're just winning. You know what I'm saying? Rejection ain't real. It's just all a choice of who this individual wants to be with. And honestly, even if rejection occurs, that just means that this person just wasn't for you. On to the next. There's next one come, 15 coming. You see what I'm saying? But that's gonna be my time. I want to say thank you for everybody for being here. The stars are out. Let's get some stars in this chat. You know what I'm saying? It's your boy AllStar Izzy. Tomorrow, 4 p.m. We'll be live in effect. We'll be getting ready for war because I'm ready for war right now. We got the stars in the chat. I want to say shout out to everybody that came to the building. Shout out to Mark, B3, Liliana, everybody that was in this bitch. B3 says, quick question, should just distance be an issue? I don't think so. But if in a relationship, yeah, hell yeah. If you just, fucking around, YouTube. If you're on the phone, you know what I'm saying, and she playing with her, with her, you know what I'm saying? If she's playing with her, if you guys are both having a good conversation over the phone where it's a bit intimate and deep, that's cool. Like, keep that shit fun and cool. But if it comes to a relationship, fuck no. No distant relationships, no, none of that. You know what I'm saying? Unless there is a time where she knows she's gonna be over there, you're gonna be over there, not for you per se. I'm not too sure about it. But regardless though, none of that. Keep that shit sexual and fun. YouTube, you see what I'm saying? I got YouTube. Listen, I gotta translate sometimes. All right, I gotta get the point across. You feel me? But yes, it's your boy AllStar Izzy. We had a great time. Shout out to the stars that's in the building. We getting ready for war for tomorrow. I'll be posting up the live, and I appreciate everybody in this thing. We in the building. Until next time.